I've officially lost track of how many weeks of shelter in place we've been in, but we've got another new episode of Naperville Sports Weekly to help pass the time. We open the time capsule vault one more time for season 12 of NSW. We also have another vintage highlight, this one from 2016. But we first start with the topic that is on every athlete's mind. While the shelter in place is holding strong until the end of April, the IHSA has made a statement saying that they still hope that spring sports could happen in May and June. Reporter Jackman looks into how much work this truncated season could be and what it would look like for this feature presented by Edward Medical Group.
Thought I'd hit sort of the apex in terms of strange or different or unprecedented, whatever you want to call it. And obviously this has been all of those times, 10.
These are simply the times we're in, including the Illinois High School Association. Matt Troha is an assistant executive director in charge of public relations and communications, among other responsibilities. As of right now, he and his colleagues are still holding out hope for a spring season, though the time to cancel is fast approaching.
I think everybody sort of understands that we're getting closer to that point, and it could be a reality here. But just because, as we said, because we haven't been through something like this before, we just don't want to necessarily take it all off the table right away without knowing what could happen. And we're trying to remain positive that maybe there is some kind of breakthrough.
Naperville North and the DuPage Valley Conference are also putting in place contingency plans for potentially condensed spring season. But admittedly, optimism is fading.
Yes, I think that the hopes are dwindling, but we need to see what the federal government, the state government, the municipalities, and our district say with regards to our ability to gather and gather safely. So we'll just have to see.
Bob Quinn is Naperville North's athletic director. While he wants to see his student athletes get a chance to compete, he has to weigh that against exposing them to multiple health risks.
First and foremost, we need to put our student athletes in a situation where they're healthy. And certainly, when we talk about health, the first thing people think of is the coronavirus. But if we were to play, we'd be asking our student athletes to perform at a very high level physically, and some may be ready to do that and others may not.
Ultimately, if a spring season were to happen, it would be required to run later than the original season was intended to. And although typically the IHSA has rigid dates set forth by law, there is flexibility in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We can realistically get back and get planned. Then, we think to push those limitations into late June and try and conduct the championships.
Then it would be feasible. But like Troha pointed out, well, these are unprecedented times. Before any of this is possible, students will have to be allowed to attend school, and the shelter-in-place order will have to be lifted. Reporting for NSW, I'm Jackman.